Alright guys, back with a response for Dustin Abraham, longtime friend on here. He's doing a giveaway that doesn't really require a video response, but he said if possible he'd like to see your YouTube PC. So like little notes and stickers and things that we send each other. I actually have two YouTube binders and some extra things, so I'm not going to show like every single page. I'll kind of jump around and highlight a few pages. Still might take a while, but just trying to prevent this from being like an hour-long video. So let's get started. So I'll show the first few pages here where I have some business cards. And again, I'm not going to point out like every individual thing, so if I don't call out your name, don't take it personal. Obviously, everyone in here is meaningful. That's why they're in here. And like Dustin did in his video, like if you happen to see yours, feel free to mention that you saw yours in the comments. But there's a lot of people that either bought something from or was in a break with, or sometimes just with a care package, they'll send you their business cards. And a bunch of Eloy the goat from throughout the years. Now we jump into some of these like little notes and customs and things. Just a nice variety of little messages of support throughout the years. You got a bunch of Jeff Airtime stuff from Sunday morning trivia wins back when he was doing that a few years ago. You still see a few lingering business cards too. Now these are the ones that we saw a lot of back in the day. The blankies. I think Jack Frost was the one that gave him that name. But yeah, a lot of us had a lot of these blank spacers, so we would just decorate them and send them to each other. That's one of the coolest ones right there. Not just because this is a response for Dustin, but that's an official piece of pack ripped by Dustin and Blake on their channel. These were from a win I got from Nate and Eric on Baseball Card Junkies TV. There's a Pepino man. Pepino can be tough to get because Pepino never sends notes with his packages, so I had to TTM him from that one. I sent him a blank one and told him to decorate it and send it back. That's a really cool one too from Scotty Aranya. You see we're starting to get into some stickers too. And here you have another variety of things. And as Dustin mentioned, like when you look through a lot of this stuff, you see channels that just don't really make videos anymore. Like there you got Todd Burlingame, Sandy Quinn, Denny Wagner. I do see Denny on Instagram and he pops into Ben Martin's breaks at times. And you got Zombie Collector, one of the most polarizing guys ever in this community, but I always got along well with Jason because he tells you what he's really thinking. Like I don't always agree with him, but I've always gotten along with people that don't really BS you. They tell you how they feel about literally everything. So I never had any problems with Jason. You got some Reindeer Studios. Really like that Diego Sports Cars Detour sticker there. Now we have some of these types. As you've seen, I try to keep some of the similar types of customs together when I can. There you got a bunch from Caleb. Mike O. I actually got those from Mike O in person at a card show. There you got Blake from Dustin and Blake. Dustin and Blake well represented throughout the collection. Like a Hawk, who I'd say is one of the most underrated channels ever in this community. Probably because he does mostly wrestling, and I know a lot of you are not into that, but really enjoyable channel overall. And Jimmy Guns. That's the only one I have from Jimmy Guns. I've seen he has a bunch of other cool customs he's done, but unfortunately don't have any of those. Haven't been in his auctions in a while. And a few more, you see a few more of those Topps customs, Triple Crown and Purple GT. You got the Super Collectors Unite sticker. Trying to get rid of that glare, but can't really do so. There you got Dustin Abraham represented again. He signed that Kirby Puckett Kent Herbeck card. You got the four collectors. The four vintage collectors is what the channel should be called. But it's all good. I watch their channel anyway, even though 95% of their videos are about vintage baseball. But I'm just poking fun because I know that's been such a controversial topic lately. And you got the individual 3D 80s kid card and some more Caleb. Here we have some of the broadcast stuff. Kind of a short-lived but impactful channel, at least to me. Wish he was still around now. With all the live streaming that people do now, I feel like his channel would do well with like a weekly live stream format, which he was doing back then, well before a lot of other people doing it. Used to do a lot of like long form interview stuff too. Those are just some of the wins from his BFRG game that he had every Sunday night. Now these are wins from some games that Sports Cards Detour used to do back when he was doing his throwback breaks. He had a lot of little fun games and challenges and things where you could win free cards. So each one of these had a card inside of it. But yeah, he doesn't do the breaks anymore, but now a lot of those fun challenges have carried over to his fantasy baseball league, which I've been a part of the past few years. And here we have some It Cometh a Egg stuff. Another long-time friend on here. So he has his own little section. And funny thing about those egg cards, I sent him like a few dozen of those years ago, and then with the craziness of 2020, prices on those got ridiculous. But he had already signed and sent out a bunch of them, so neither one of us was able to profit off those, but at least we can laugh about it now. Need some more notes and one of his stickers. And a third page of egg. I think that was the most recent sticker he had. And now we get to the Ricky Russo section. Always bittersweet looking through these. On the one hand, it's great memories, but it's also a reminder that he's no longer with us. We had tons of these posteds. All of you who were around during that time, I'm sure, got some of these. And I might actually have more that I misplaced through the years because I didn't always have this stuff in a binder like this. That's one of my favorite ones right there. I really took that to heart when I read that because he said you always come through in the clutch. And those people who really know me know that I'm the kind of friend that you might not hear from for a few weeks or for a few months, but in the clutch when you really need me, I'm always going to show up and have your back. So I just thought it was kind of cool that Ricky recognized that despite only knowing me for a short time. And just wanted to talk about this item real quick because this is actually something that Dustin gave me to give to Ricky, and I just never got the chance to before he passed. So I never opened it. It's still sealed. Never will open it. I just put it here in the Ricky section of the binder, and that's where it's always going to stay. So yeah, I just wanted to show that. And the rest of the stuff is just more post-its and notes from people. But again, don't want to stop on every single thing. You see a bunch of those index cards. Some of the CFFL stickers. But yeah, it is fun to take my time and read through some of this stuff. It's always a good pick-me-up. I always like the way Groundchuck did that. I just wanted to kind of breeze through some of these because, again, I still have another binder that I want to give you a quick look at. There's some Sandy Quinn stuff, I believe, some hidden gem. So yeah, I'll end this first binder right here. Now, this other binder consists of these bigger types of notes that wouldn't really fit into the other style pages I had, so I put them in these types of pages and made this binder. But yeah, just a ton more of these really nice messages and words of encouragement and support from throughout the years, and many different people. It's crazy to think that I made a connection with so many different people from so many different places. So again, it's fun to read through these from time to time. And it's convenient having them like this because, again, you can just bring out the binder and flip through it and read all of this stuff. Yeah, I forget who sent this. That was part of a Christmas package, so I kept that in there too. Some nice Packapalooza wins. And then I also have a bunch of these types of cards in here. They could be like either birthday cards or Christmas cards. Or sometimes people just send these like with a care package. Or if they're sending you like 1 or 2 cards in a PWE, they'll include it with a card like this. So I save all of those too. Got tons of those in here. I mean, this binder is like really full. I think this one's more full than the first one I showed. But if I get much more, I'm gonna have to start a third binder pretty soon. Also got some of these letters here, typed letters from Jason Aaron Goldberg. A bunch of them from Jason. And this was actually from my uncle. He sent me a big box of stuff a few years ago. He was getting rid of most of his collection. There's some postcards from Henry S. More stuff from Henry. And Henry always has the coolest stamps, so I always keep the envelopes he sends stuff in. Some signatures for soldier stuff. There's some more stuff. I guess I kept those because of the stamps. And sometimes people use cardboard for their notes, I guess, when they run out of paper, so I even keep that stuff. Even got some bubble mailers from when people go the extra mile to decorate their bubble mailers. So I keep that stuff too. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this binder. There's some Bradley Claus stuff. And a few extra YouTube PC items. Got some of these YouTube Card Community wristbands that Brentwood Sports and Collectibles made and sent to a bunch of people years ago. I think he also handed some of those out at the National. Also have this CFFL koozie that was made by Michael Newman. He only made 25 of them. So a numbered koozie. And a few other cards and things. Got this Caleb Claus. I like the way it looked in that white top loader, so kept it in there. Got a Flash Fan 3 top loader. He's still around. He changed his channel name though. I forget what his channel name is now, but he drops a video every now and then. Got an Eric Leet top loader. Titanic Taters. And this one is not from a YouTuber, but I keep it in here because it reminds me of a YouTuber, Jeff Airtime. If you don't know what Jeff Airtime looks like, then just take a good look at that because he looks exactly like that. A few more from It Cometh for Egg. Got the official Egg McMuffin wrapper. And the VWO, Valaika World Order for Life. And this one was from the broadcast. He put me in the BFRG Hall of Fame. Me and 3 other people, so he only made 4 of these. So really cool to get one of those. And of course had to finish with this one, this being a response for Dustin Abraham. Had to show this Dustin and Blake dual-sided, dual patch, dual autograph piece. This is one of my favorite ones, just a lot of creativity on that one by Dustin. So you got the Blake game used multicolor patch there. Then on the back, the man himself, Dustin Abraham. Not sure if that's a piece of a shirt or a hat or whatever, but yeah, it looks really cool. and it's authentic. You know, Dustin doesn't use that generic stuff that Topps and Panini uses. So there you go, Dustin. Sorry it took so long, but I always wait to the last minute, kind of like I did in school. So hope some of you enjoyed some of that, and hopefully I'll be adding even more to the YouTube PC for many years.